I've been thinking about success. And I have a few questions for us to consider this morning. Why is one person successful and another person is not? What makes one person successful and another person not successful? Do successful people have access to something others around them do not? Or, another one here, what is the biggest determiner of success in a person's life? And then a hypothetical question for us. I love hypothetical questions. If two people were given the exact same opportunity and one was successful but the other was not, what would it be that would have most determined their different outcomes? Same opportunity, one is successful, one is not. What would be the biggest determining factor that would have made that difference in their outcome? Any ideas? Motivation. It's good. Mindset. Attitude. All really good answers. And I think all determine that. What I'm thinking of, which kind of brings all those things together, well, actually I'll wait on that one. So that was a hypothetical question. And for the last couple of months, as Sarah and I do our daily walk around Buchanan Park or on Buchanan Avenue around F&M College, there were two houses side by side that were both in terrible disrepair. And about a year ago, both of them got sold to two investors. One investor bought the left property, one investor bought the right property, and they're smack dab against each other. And the hypothetical question came to life. They looked exactly the same when they started. The left house was purchased about 2 months before the right house was purchased. But they both were purchased, and both of them wanted to fix up those houses to resell. And I'm going to send you some pictures of those two houses. So get your phones ready. This was taken, these pictures that I'm sending you, I took back, I believe, in March or April. I can't remember exactly which month, but early this spring I took those two pictures. Did they come through? Yep. So look at the house on the left, then look at the house on the right. Both were purchased to be fixed up and sold for a profit. They started out almost exactly the same. The left house was purchased for about $20,000 or $30,000 cheaper than the right house. In a couple months' time, the right house was completely fixed up, put on the market, and was sold about 3 days later. The left house, if you walk by that same property right now, looks worse than it does in that picture. It has gone from trying to be repaired to seemingly not being repaired. It's incredible. That person on the left bought that house cheaper than the house on the right, but he is not looking very successful. He still has that property, still trying to fix it up when the house on the right has been sold many, many months. Hypothetically, that question came to life. What would happen if you gave two people the exact same opportunity? What would happen? The person on the right did a great job. They came in there, it just happened like clockwork. Things happened fast. They did it right. They didn't mess around. They were in there working every single day. When we would walk by, you would see them there working. The other house, when I'd walk by, you never knew. Are they going to be there? Are they not? Did something happen? Did something not happen? They put up the fence, for example, and they stopped partway through on their fence. And their boards were just warping all over the place because they weren't done. And then they had to go back and redo some of the fence because they didn't finish it up correctly, and then it went, haywire. So I believe that the biggest determining factor in success is how we use our resources. And you guys were talking about that. Mindset, attitude. What did you say, Mike? Motivation. All those things are resources. And the three resources I think of the most are time, energy, and money. Those are three resources that I think have the biggest determining factor in a person's success. How we spend our time, how we spend our energy, and how we spend our money. And so in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to go through each one of those, and maybe a few more, I don't know. And I'm going to talk about how we can use those things. Yes, opportunity is not always the same for each person. But Sara has this great statement that I think is awesome. What you do with what you have has more impact in your life than what you have. Let me say that again. What you do with what you have has more impact in your life than what you have. And then I say, mine are always long, Sarah's are always short. I say opportunity is all around us to a greater or lesser degree and is somewhat out of our control. We all have opportunity, some have more, some have less, and it's a bit out of our control, and we can talk about that more. But how we choose to utilize the resources we can control of time, energy, and money disproportionately determine how successful our lives are, and listen to this, and how much opportunity we will continue to be given. So the better we are at utilizing our resources that we can control, we start getting more of the things we cannot control. I think I put up a paper from James Clear that said, luck is out of our control, which is opportunity, but how we utilize our energy and some of the other things, I forget exactly how he said it, will determine how much luck will be on our side, how much opportunity we will have. Think of an athlete. What makes an athlete successful? Any ideas? Discipline. Basically how he uses his time, how he uses his energy, and how he uses his money. That determines how successful an athlete is. Now, an athlete, if he's short, if I'm a short person, I probably should not go into sprinting. Like I need to do something that I am naturally gifted towards. That opportunity affords me. So the more we are aligned with what we're good at, that's our opportunity, and then we put our resources towards it, the more successful we can be. And if we just said, oh, the athlete's naturally gifted, and he doesn't have to work hard for it because he's got so much opportunity, that would be a real slight and slam to that athlete. It would not be respecting him for all his hard work. And I say the same for somebody who's successful. If you see somebody in life who you think is successful, yes, they had opportunity, but more than that, like Sara says, what you do with what you have has more impact in your life than what you have. So yes, people who are successful have opportunity, but what they've done with that opportunity is they put their time, their energy, and their money towards those opportunities and took advantage of that. And I want that for everybody here. So that's why I'm going to be talking about it, because I say, I want you to retire as well as I do. And I mean that. But you're not going to be able to retire as well as I do if you do not make the same decisions I do. You can retire better than me if you make better decisions than me. But if you do not make better decisions than me, then you will not retire as well as me. That's just one area of life. And I know we're all young, so retirement is farther off for some of us. Mike, you're smiling. Dad's smiling. Some of us are not as young as others. John is not quite as young as I am. But the decisions we make with what we have really actually determine the future that we're going to live. And I want us all to have a great and rich life. And there's several things that I think impact that, and we'll be talking about that. But let's just remember for now, I like Sara's short statement, what you do with what you have has more impact in your life than what you have. And we're going to be talking about those things coming up in the future. So start thinking about, what determines success in those three things. Your time, your energy, and your money. And we're going to talk more about that. Two houses side by side, same opportunity, completely different. I'm sure if you talk to the guy on the left, he's going to say it's so hard to make money fixing up a house. It's just difficult. I tried and I didn't make that much money. And then you talk to the guy on the right and he's like, actually it was pretty easy because he's been working hard at it. The difference that our resources and the way we use them make in our life is incredible.